just want to go over a few things, why and what's great about our stuff, okay? So why do we need protein? Protein is a macronutrient. You probably do this with Tanya here. You do your count your macronutrients, which would be fat, carbohydrates, and protein. Really important that you know what you're doing. It would be wise for you to take at least a few days inventory of what you're doing every day and see where you are with your macronutrients. Your protein is probably not as high as you think it is. So proteins make up the vital organs, muscles, tissues, and even some hormones. Proteins also develop, grow, maintain just about every part of your body. Proteins boost metabolism and increase your fat burning potential. So yes, we want that. So basically, protein is important for life, okay? A lot of us are deficient in protein. And how do you know? These are signs that you could be deficient. Increased appetite, a sluggish metabolism, trouble losing weight, trouble building muscle mass or loss of existing muscle, low energy levels and fatigue, poor concentration and trouble learning, moodiness and mood swings, muscle, bone, and joint pain, blood sugar cravings, changes that can lead to diabetes. We don't want that. Slow wound healing and poor skin health, including loss of elasticity and low immunity. So if you're getting sick a lot, these are all signs that you could be deficient in protein. So this is really important that you want to up your protein. And you know, how much protein do you need? Protein, to get protein in your body, you can take it from whole food sources, which would be great if you can get that many, but it's really hard. If you start tracking where you are with your proteins, your macronutrients, you'll probably see you're deficient. So how do you know that? If you want to maintain where you are, just be at the basic requirement for protein level, it would be half of your body weight in grams of protein. Okay, so if you weighed 160, you would want 80 grams of protein. That's a lot. So just take a look at where you are and see how much you would have to increase that. And if you wanted to lose weight, you want to at least 0.7 to 0.75 milligrams of grams of protein per body weight. So if you were 160 pounds, you would need at least 100 to 120 grams of protein. If you want to build muscle, you would need 1 gram per pound. So if you were 160 pounds, you would need 160 grams of protein. So that's a lot. So why do we care about a protein supplement? So there's so many reasons, but you could get it from, beef and all that other stuff. You could get it from outside sources. But to get the amount that you really need, you would be eating a lot of food, and you're probably going to go over your caloric intake and what you're trying to do to get to a healthy weight for yourself. So supplementing with a protein powder is really key. So ours is excellent. I'm going to go through a few things so you can learn about why I love this one and how it's going to help you. Sorry. Okay. We have several great things in here. So first off, this has 26 vitamins and minerals in here. So it has all your B complex. It has all the vitamins that you want to get in. It has biotin. It has everything in here. So this is really a powerhouse. This whole, I don't know any other proteins that really have this, all these vitamins and minerals. So that's great. So if you aren't big on taking multivitamins and stuff, you could get it from this. So that's one thing. So that's awesome. But it also is no sugar added, no artificial flavors, dairy-free and gluten-free. So nothing you don't want in it is in it. There's nothing it's really clean. So it has pea protein, hemp protein, fermented protein, and amino acids. So this all complements everything we've been doing. Tanya often talks about the wellness pack. This is part of that. It's part of a couple packs, I think. But it's such an easy way to increase. So if you actually track where your macros are and your protein is like, maybe you're at 40, and you want to get to at least 80, if not more, right? Depending on your body weight. And of course, I'm going to put the disclaimer, there is no medical claims here. Like, you do you. If you have any issues, check with your doctor, etc. I'm not making medical claims. So hemp protein, why is that great? Hemp protein is arguably the best vegan protein powder with amino acids, including the 9 essential amino acids that your body's unable to produce on its own. So that's powerful. Hemp protein is not only a high protein food powerhouse, but it is inherently loaded with more healthy omega fats and fiber than many other common protein powders. It doesn't stop there. Hemp has also been shown to improve fatigue and have positive effects on the immune system. That's just some of the benefits, okay? So hemp has a very hard, this is very hard to source from anything, but hemp has this amino acid. It's gamma-linolenic acid, GLA it's known as. It's a healthy plant-derived omega-6. It metabolizes differently than other less healthy omega-6s. GLA-rich foods like hemp seeds have been observed to help people with ADHD, breast pain, diabetes and diabetic neuropathy, heart disease, high blood pressure, multiple sclerosis, obesity, premenstrual syndrome, PMS, right? Rheumatoid arthritis, and skin allergies, all from that can be benefited from what's in the hemp protein. So that's really amazing. And if you don't know anything about hemp, this doesn't have any THC and it's not going to show on a drug test. It's totally legal, totally safe, totally clean. But hemp protein, when you increase this protein, it improves heart health, decreases osteoporosis risk, and cleanses the colon, reduces sugar cravings, and boosts the immune system. So really powerful stuff. So that's hemp, that's in here. And we have fermented protein. I was really unfamiliar with fermented protein prior to this product. So it's actually a newer process. Our protein is fermented with mushrooms, so that's fantastic. Mushrooms are so good for the body, but when you ferment the protein, it's just making it more digestible, so it's more bioavailable. So if you have poor gut health and you're not getting the right stuff in, or you're taking a lesser quality one, your gut's not going to be able to digest it and you'll probably be uncomfortable afterwards. So if you've ever taken protein powders in the past and you feel gassy or bloated, or you just have distress after you have a protein shake, it's because your body's not processing that right. So it's probably something in there that's not breaking down for your body. So when they ferment it like this, it actually helps it become more bioavailable, more absorbable, and easier for your body to process and digest. So you'll have more comfort after it. So if you've had this yet, I would love to know. But if you haven't had it yet and you're squeamish about just testing out another protein powder, this one is legit. It's awesome. So far we have the vanilla flavor. We have more flavors coming, they said. And it's so easy to increase it. So this fermentation involves breaking down carbohydrates and sugars in food by exposing it to various bacteria along with yeast to create a byproduct. In this case, the byproduct is protein, although you're probably aware of, like, when you ferment grapes, you're going to get wine, things like that, right? So that's the process. But this is for protein. The process of fermentation introduces probiotics into the product by being treated. Probiotics are a living microorganism which help to improve the levels of healthy bacteria in your intestines and keep your gut healthy and functional. They have been shown to aid in digestion, reduce symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, decrease the likelihood of developing ulcers and chronic conditions such as Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. So this is powerful. So this is all in this $22 container, which blows my mind at how inexpensive it is. We also have pea protein. Pea protein is it's pretty popular with vegan formulas of protein powder. But the problem with peas is, if you don't know where it's coming from, or if you're just buying one off of some shelf in some store and you don't really know where it's sourced from, many of the peas come from China. And when that happens, you don't know how, you should look up peas from China because it probably make you never want to eat one. But you don't know how clean it is. And anything that's plant-based, peas and whatnot, will absorb what's in the soil, so they can collect a lot of metal. So you can actually be putting a lot of heavy metals into your body through a pea protein. So it's really important. Now, pea protein is a great protein for the body if it's clean, but if it's not clean, you're you're introducing all these other possibilities that you don't want. Like if you have high metals, that's been shown to cause a lot of autoimmune issues, and we don't want that. So, and how you avoid that is by making sure that you're buying a brand that's reputable, that has been shown that it's clean and that's tested, and that's what this is. So our protein, because I had these questions right away when I joined, so I emailed the director of product development and the director of product training, and they gave me all the information. But our peas, our protein is fermented with mushrooms, which removes the less desirable characteristics and makes it more bioavailable, as I said. And we source the peas from somewhere that comes in the United States, and they're all tested and clean. So the hemp that we use is USDA organic. The peas are not, but they're clean and they're tested, so that's okay. That's really why you want organic, because if you don't have to, if it's really organic, you don't really have to test it. But things get in the soil anyway, so you want to make sure that the peas are tested, they're third-party tested, and we know that they're clean, so we know it's good to put in the body. So that's why you take protein. And to increase, so if you wanted to increase your protein intake, the easiest way is to just add a supplement like this. Now this is low calorie, it's 106 calories, 2 grams of carbohydrates. I don't think there's any fat in it. So adding this anytime is great. I do it after a workout, and every morning my husband and I work out, and we come home and we have the plant-based protein, and I add the greens to it, but I mix it with water. So if you're someone that likes to, sometimes people mix a lot of things into this and it's not necessary. So I'm not a fan of the nut milks. If you look up any of the nut milks, whether it's oat, almond, whatever, any of them, they're full of chemicals. Like they're only required, like the commercially available almond milks are only required to have 2% of almonds, and the rest are chemicals and whatever. You don't want it in your body, so avoid it. So just use a clean water, whatever your water source is, make sure it's a clean, healthy, safe water, and mix it with water. Then you're getting the best ingredients, it's all clean, and you're not adding any calories or chemicals that you don't need in your body. That's the simplest way. I'll add frozen blueberries, because blueberries are really good for you, and I add a scoop of the greens to this, and then that's our morning thing. I also, because I use it as a meal replacement, it's our breakfast, I add a little fat. So I prefer to use a grass-fed butter into my morning shake and smoothie, whatever you want to call it. And that's been known because you want to be able to absorb it. So you need a fat to absorb all these minerals and nutrients and stuff. So some people add avocado, or they'll add MCT oil or coconut oil, which is great. They're all fine. And that keeps it plant-based if that's your thing. But for me, it's so easy. I always have grass-fed butter. So it's so easy to just, doesn't cost me any more money. I don't need any more things in that kitchen. I just do a little grass-fed butter and add it, and it actually enhances the flavor. It actually tastes really good. So if there's any questions, I'll wait a second, see if anyone wants to type anything in, but I'll come back and check it out later. I hope that was helpful. It's a this really is a great product. Like I said, this whole container, there's 15 servings, and it's only $22. I was repping another company, and they have a plant-based protein that's clean, but it's about $80 for 30 servings. So even if we doubled this, it's $44 for 30 servings versus $80. So I would put this against anything on the market. It's really fantastic. It's clean. I love it. I'm not even a vanilla girl, but this is delicious. And so you could have it any time of the day. Like it's great if you, after dinner, if you need like a snack, you need to get something, because it's only 106 calories. You can have it like later after dinner. It's a nice treat. It tastes good. It tastes kind of sweet, but you're getting more protein. So really think about how you can add protein. And for me, I knew I wasn't getting enough protein. So what I started doing in the morning is doubling my serving. So I put 2 scoops in our protein in the morning. So we're getting 40 grams of protein right away in the morning. And then, so if you think about consciously doing 40 grams every time you eat, then that's a pretty safe number, because if you're eating 3 times a day, that's 120, right? So that's a great way to do it. So it's not always easy to do it from your food sources, but this is a simple supplement to add, and it's clean and has everything you want in it. So thanks for listening. I hope I addressed everything. I'll come back and check for questions, but I'll look right now if anyone asked anything. I don't see any. Thanks for listening. Sorry about the technical difficulties we've had earlier. So I hope you have a great night. Let me know if you're using the protein and how you're doing it. I would love to hear how it's working for you.